Evacuation code required. Access granted. Warning. Evacuation sequence activated.
Paranormal Bunker. Y'all come on down and join Nikki, Robert, Kayla, and Cole. Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sit with us as we traverse the portals of the universe. Let loose the secrets of the cryptids. Make haste with the truth of conspiracy. And explore the hauntings of our world. And once again, welcome to the S4 Paranormal Bunker.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another amazing episode of the S4 Paranormal Bunker. And tonight we are going to read Reddit stories again. Because we actually did, as most of you know, we had one of them contact us back. So, and we were able to help them. So, that's proof that this is actually working. I'm quite happy with that.
I agree.
What are you mumbling?
Nothing. I'm sorry.
We're all a little goofy
up
tonight.
on my screen, and I didn't realize I was doing it out loud until I heard my own voice, and I was like, "Oh no!" Okay, so whatever.
Oh,
all right.
camera.
Yeah.
Camera. No camera.
Oh yeah, we don't have ours on.
Give it a minute. Man. Everybody's on my ass tonight.
I was just checking. Not on your ass tonight, dear. God, that came out wrong. Holy shitball, sorry.
You should be. That's my man. No.
Yes.
I gotta move that.
Oh,
Love
God.
you, Cole, but not that day.
All right.
Oh, God, it'd be a goofy night. Oh, God.
Right,
Kayla and I
Well,
read it, yeah?
Yep.
yeah, I'm not gonna start with this one. Hold on. And,
Oh, why? Does it get really wonky?
no, it's just, friend, there are better ones on here.
It would darken the mood.
That-
No, I don't know.
No, it wouldn't. I don't think. But
Yes, she and I are tonight. Holy crap.
Oh no.
Why? Oh, I can't believe I'm
there I go,
getting
saved.
it. Oh, good.
Oh God. Well,
Let's
I think
see.
it's the heat. It was the heat that did this to us.
Oh. God. 90-something degree heat where I was at. I can't imagine what it was like for you guys. And Tacoma, I think it was like, what, 95 or something?
Yeah, we were at 96.
Yeah, we were at 96. Well, but that was in the shade too, because our thing's in the shade.
And today was 74 here, but inside it was over 80.
No, it was 85 here.
It was
Ew.
it was
Yeah,
like 85
like-
degrees here, but I don't know because I work at a cooler, so it's kind of nice.
Can
I only
understand
have
that.
issues when I get out of the cooler and have to go back home.
Yeah,
And
we'll,
I'm
we'll
like, oh God, it's
know what?
so hot.
you know what? We're gonna get back
God,
to
that's-
that with you in
That's how
about
I
December.
was working at.
Yep. By
Okay,
the time
in December, we'll
rolls
talk about
around,
that
I'll be
again.
like,
See how happy you are about that.
it's not cool. I work in a cooler. Oh God.
Yeah, I was like that when I was working at the Kingdom back in the late 80s.
Friend,
Walking in and out. They had ice machines over the doorways.
Nice.
You
So
just
our-
stand under the ice machine. Sorry.
For those that don't know, our son John is gone for 3 weeks, and it's funny you mentioned the Kingdom because
Oh.
our kid is so used to growing up in the country that
Oh,
we spent
jeez.
half an hour going through Seattle talking about he couldn't believe how much civilization has built, and the fact that he could see
How
the
long have you
appeal,
lived there?
right? Well, like he could see the appeal of living in the city because of how beautiful it is at night.
Oh,
And
honey,
I
you don't
explained
want
to
the
him,
sirens.
I explained
Gunshots.
to him that, well, it is beautiful from a distance. Once you get down into the nitty gritty of the streets,
Mm-hmm.
it's a little different view.
It's a little different feeling, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, there are certain neighborhoods I would never walk in at night. Now, when
Yeah.
I had my back injury, I was living in the Greenwood area. Not a bad place to walk at night, or at least it was back then. I don't know about now. I've heard some interesting
That's
stories
what's about the
recently.
Green Lake area too.
Well, yeah, and Green Lake used to be awesome in the 80s, 70s and 80s. It was phenomenal. Matter of fact, okay, here's a little Seattle history for you guys. Well, for our audience, I should say. Back in the 70s, so everyone knows about the 4th of July fireworks, Ivers fireworks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those actually used to be over Green Lake. That is how much they have grown from Green Lake in the 1970s when my mom and I and my grandmother used to go up on a very specific hillside, and you could see all of them. And now, of course, they've made that little triangular park into buildings and houses and all this other stuff. But
Yeah.
it transferred from Green Lake over to Lake Union because that way they could go bigger in the 1980s. And wow, did they ever. So, yeah, Green Lake used to host, if you can imagine that, folks who live in Seattle or the outlying areas, in the 1970s, Green Lake used to coordinate. They used to do all the fireworks. I mean, the big fireworks. Now, of course, it's over Lake Union where you've got, oh crap, now I can't think of the name of the park. The giant park there along the water. You've got, it can be seen for miles around from practically any hill around. Matter of fact, when I lived,
Are you talking like Gasworks?
yes, Gasworks, could not
Okay.
think of the name of it.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, when I lived in the Ballard neighborhood up on a hill, I could walk out my front door, stand on my lawn, and literally see down 15th Avenue because I was on an incline, and you could see into downtown Seattle. You could see the one part of the waterfront, the Seattle waterfront, and look over off to your left and see the very tips of the fireworks going off over Queen Anne.
Dude, with
Pretty-
how much those fireworks went off, I could see them in Mount Lake Terrace. What are you talking?
That wouldn't surprise me, actually. Not in the least. So,
I do
anyway.
gotta tell you guys, I have seen Seattle's fireworks show on 4th of July.
Oh, I've seen
Okay.
it
but
many
that was-
times.
That was a really bad year.
No.
Holy crap,
no,
was
no,
that
no,
terrible.
no, 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 no,
Okay.
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Friend, you have not seen a good year.
I've
Okay.
seen a good.
I've seen good and bad years for the
'Cause
fireworks anyway.
I found
on the
out.
4th of July. We went
I have
on,
found out the most that Seattle has ever spent on their fireworks show. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's kind of pathetic. Like, I know families that spend almost the same amount that Seattle did. Friend,
Oh, jeez.
did you realize that they only spend about $500,000 a year?
Really?
No, I didn't.
But we didn't.
Amy!
We went to New Year's at the Needle.
Friend, that's right.
4th of July.
But,
Jeez.
Hello, Amy in chat.
Hello.
Friend, hi.
That is a friend of mine.
Oh, well, hello, Miss Amy.
Wow. I'm kind of stunned.
Friend.
Anyway, please go on. I want to hear why
So-
it was a bad year.
Well, no, it's the fact that at this Calgary Stampede,
Oh God.
there is a fireworks competition every year.
It actually.
Oh!
freaking
Where the
phenomenal.
minimum that they are allowed to spend each night is $2 million.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the amount, but I've heard about that. That's supposed to be a really good fireworks display.
It
yeah.
is. It is amazing. And then the last night of the Stampede, they all get together and put whatever they have left in, which usually equals out to
wow.
about $10 million worth of fireworks. So about an hour and a half long show.
Wow.
Friend, it is like the most amazing thing to see.
All right.
Friend, and like, still can't be compared to anything in China or Japan. The fact that they can, like, we use drones to make dragons and stuff flying through the sky.
Okay, but
They use fireworks, and that's just insane.
Oh, they do. You know, there have been a number of countries that over the years, I'm talking many, like last 10 to 20 years, there have been a couple of really major fireworks facilities across the globe that have gone up in flames. Accidental, but still, I'm like, I can't even fathom why they would allow anything around those factories. Anything around them, because that is such a major hazard.
Well, the problem is, I don't
Sorry.
think they're accidental.
Yeah, I didn't think they are either, but
I
you know,
honestly
that's
think it's
what
corporate
everything I've
espionage.
read. Yeah, I kind of do too, but
That is one of the most cutthroat businesses that I've ever heard of.
yes. Oh my God, some of the okay. I need to shut up
for
with
sure.
what I know.
No,
Yeah.
but seriously, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as the, like, Colombian drug business, like, for real. Okay.
They get
Just
they get
to
wonky.
Go back to one thing, just so everyone knows, John did make it to his destination. He is happy
Good.
there. He's having fun, so he'll be back in 3 weeks, and maybe we can have him on for a couple weeks and have him give us a few tales of what he
Share
went
us
and did.
his stories about being in the other
Well,
country.
because he's actually going to a few paranormal places.
Yes, he is. He's
Oh,
going
is
to, like,
he?
Frank Slide.
Yeah,
That's
he's
gonna
going
be
to the
cool.
Frank Slide, and he's going to the Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump.
Oh wow.
So,
Oh wow.
and then he's going to visit a few of the battlegrounds, I think.
Oh, video.
Yeah, he's not that
You might
smart,
see
Nikki.
spirits.
Right.
Oh, yes, he is. Come on. Well, if not video, then pictures. We got to
Well,
have
and
pictures.
He sent me a picture of the his window at the when they were still on the ground in the plane. And that thing was worse than a 1990s camera. Like,
Yeah,
the
it looks terrible.
resolution on that thing was just horrible. Friend, I was like,
And
dude,
then he took a picture and showed us our house from the sky.
yeah.
He's like,
flew over
hey,
our
look, I
house."
flew over a neighborhood. I was like, oh.
Wow. I've only ever done that once in my life, and it was a trip and a half when I saw it.
Friend,
All right.
No,
what do we-
seriously. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No. What face was that?
I I need to zip it. I'm trying to remind myself. You gotta zip it sometimes, Nikki.
All right.
I'm gonna call you Zipperlip.
So
Yes, exactly.
our first story tonight comes from the subreddit Paranormal Helpline.
Yeah.
Something in my girlfriend's house. First of all, that title sounds like it belongs in a Dr. Seuss book. But a more adult Dr. Seuss. Because we don't know where this is going yet.
No, we don't.
There's something malevolent in my girlfriend's house, and it's getting worse.
Ooh.
It started off small as a feeling of general unease and heaviness in the house. Feeling like you're being watched or like something is on your heels as you're walking down the hallway. But over the last few months, more and more things have been happening. There have been multiple occasions where she'll be on FaceTime with her friends, and they see her son running around in the background while he's physically at school. One occasion, her son was in the living room and hysterically started screaming and crying, saying he saw himself staring at him from the hallway, or me personally seeing a shadow figure peeking around corners. Multiples of her friends have also seen it. Whenever she's alone, she feels it and has major anxiety and has seen the figure peeking around corners or hearing knocks and thumps around the house, but it's never bothered her when I'm around, and she actually gets sleep. We eventually had the house blessed, and it felt so light and peaceful, and we got the most amazing sleep. Then one night we were on the couch watching a movie, and she dozed off, and I see it again standing in the hallway looking at me. It was back and not happy. A few weeks later, we were in bed sleeping, and I woke up feeling like I was being watched. I did a quick scan of the room, and nothing was there. And then I felt something slowly grip my leg. I felt the grip tighten. The pain wasn't pressure, but it was a burning, stinging sensation, and a shadow figure at the end of the bed looking over. It was crouched, but I could tell we had a similar size and build. I was 6'7" and broad and built, so it was unnerving to say the least. I started smelling smokes and spots around the house, and she's been waking up lately hearing noises right in her ear, from weird clicking to animal growls that she described like the velociraptors from Jurassic Park. Now she's hearing hooves stomping around the house. We've had the house blessed twice, and it seems like it's only been a temporary fix. If anyone has similar experiences and has dealt with it, please reach out. We are at our wits' end.
How long has this been going on? A couple years?
Yeah. About a year it looks like. Year and a half maybe.
You know, I gotta be honest. Me personally, I don't think if I was on FaceTime with somebody and everybody saw my kid on it, because, like, when you're on FaceTime, you can see your picture too. Do you know what I mean? And if you see your kid running in the background and you know that they're at school, I think that, for me personally, would be enough for me to never be able to go in that house again. And I feel bad for people that, like, absolutely cannot move because they just can't. But I don't think I would actually be able to physically go back into the house.
Let's put it this way. There was a house that so my son was born in 1992. We had a singles group. One of them was watching a house. Like watching a house for a real estate agent. Mm-hmm. Because the house wasn't selling and they couldn't figure out why and blah, blah, blah. And my son was not even 2 months old. And we were invited to this gathering of singles and couples and everybody. You had the youth group going and all this other stuff. I was very heavily involved in the church at the time. And we pulled up to the house, and I looked at my spouse and I said, "We are not taking my newborn into that house." And he just stopped and he looked at me. We're sitting there in the car and he's like, "What?" I said, "There's something wrong with that house." So there wasn't just something wrong with the house. The individual, I cannot get in. That's going to divulge too much. No. But there was a specific individual that was also having medical issues at the same time. And it was winter time. So I think this was just before my birthday. So this would have been February. So he was a month and a half old. Not a year. Good God, Nikki. A month and a half old. And I went, can you, and thankfully, winter time, I had my kid wrapped up all in his winter stuff and his nice big cozy comfy little thing. I said, you need to either stay in the car or hold him, because he is not crossing the threshold of this house. I forbid it. I mean, I didn't put my foot down hardly ever. That was one of those times I put my foot down. I went, no, he is an innocent. You're not bringing an innocent soul into this house. And when I did a walkthrough, nobody knew this. The real estate agent didn't even know this. But back in the 40s, there was a murder in that house.
Oh, okay.
And I walked into one of the bedrooms, and I was literally transported back in time. And I don't talk about this very often. Matter of fact, I'm getting chills just talking about this because it upset me so badly. And mind you, when I walked into that room, there was no wallpaper. Everything was painted. Okay? There was even, there was no doors on this one wall. When I walked in, that's what I visually saw with my human eyes. The second I was transported back in time, I don't know how else to say it, because it wasn't just the psychic part of my head, it was my whole body. I mean, I was there. And there was so much blood over the walls. I did an actual verbal, you could hear me gulp. And I went, oh my God. And there was a woman who was about to walk in. I turned around. I heard her footsteps. I literally went back like this, and I said, stay out of this room. Do not walk in right now. And she didn't. She wouldn't let anybody else in. And she goes, Nikki, what's wrong? And I'm like, you're not going to believe what I'm seeing right now. And, God, I forgot about it. Anyway, I'm getting chills all the way down my legs now. And I never did find out. I knew that it was a family that had died, but I never did find out too much more than that. Then down in technically it was the basement, but it's not a basement. It was like an open-ended section of the house that opened out onto a different section of the street. And there was a major problem where they parked the car and in this other room. And I told a very specific person, because the woman had gone up to this other individual and said, Nikki's seeing something. You need to talk to her. They did an immediate, we're talking 15 people, 15-person circle, sitting on the ground. They were originally standing, and then they were sitting on the ground, and they did a prayer circle I have never seen the likes of since. Between them and me, we cleared that. Good grief, the chills. I hate to see this, but Jiminy Christmas. Anyway, like I said, I got fans on me, but this is paranormal crap. Anyway, so what I saw was the guy took a razor blade. It was a straight edge, and yeah, that's why there was so much blood. Because when I walked from that bedroom around the staircasing area into the bathroom, there was nothing in there. It was an old-fashioned sink, the white porcelain sink, freestanding, but it's attached to the wall. Mm-hmm. No pedestal, no nothing. And I saw the sink, and the next thing I saw was a straight edge razor blade with a handle and the blood. Mm-hmm. The blood. And I was like, okay, I'm out. And God, I haven't thought about this in fast years. Anyway, and I heard the screaming. I heard the family screaming. I heard the father saying words. And I think there were 3 kids, if I remember right. It was 2 or 3 kids and his wife, and all of them, they all perished. And the interesting thing about the wall, when I said there was a very specific pattern of wallpaper covered in beautiful wallpaper too, I might add. And there was a door there that was not visible to us who were walking through the house at the time to see the house. Mm-hmm. And I was like, there's a door here. I don't know if they ever found the door, if they ever broke open the wall or what, or put up new sheetrock or what, but the fact that I saw, but the amount of blood, I mean, it was on the ceilings, the floors, the rugs. It wasn't just floor, it was rug. And it was incredible. So weird things can happen inside of a house that even real estate agents won't know about. You have to go back really far back, and it may have been hidden, but something of that magnitude, that would have made news in Seattle. Matter of fact, now it's got me curious, after all this time, 1990s to now. But yeah, weird stuff can happen. Really weird stuff can happen, and you'll sometimes never know it. And sometimes it can be as much as a spirit. Because at that time, I wasn't crossing spirits over. I was doing intense prayer work and intense meditation type stuff. And forms of protection I didn't even know that I was doing. Excuse me. And so you can actually, we literally moved the spirit on. We didn't cross him over. We literally moved him on. We were like, you need to go see Jesus. You need to go this way. And you will not stay in this house. This house is off limits to you. You are not to be here. And after that, as far as I know, they did a number of prayer circles off and on until the house sold. And as far as I know, nobody's ever had any problems with it since. But, I mean, you can have some really weird shit take place. And it can be mild or it can be really graphic. This sounds like what they're experiencing. That doesn't sound like a spirit.
What do you mean?
It's on the demonic side. Whatever it is, and I'm not picking up what it is, but with what's been described, a spirit can get really angry. Yeah, they can do the kinds of things that is talked about in that Reddit post. But there's a feeling and a sensation with it that I keep picking up, and I keep picking up that somehow it's not a spirit. It's something that not just wants attention, like most of them do. Most of them want attention. They're going to reach out wrong way to say that. But anyway, they're going to reach out a specific way. This one is more than just an attention grabber. This makes me wonder what's happened on the property, who's been around, who's come in, did they have an attachment, and that attachment decided to stay. That's been known to happen repeatedly, in fact. So I can't say right now because I don't have a psychic hit on it. But what I do, hello, that was interesting. My phone just did something weird. Notification. So I think having the property blessed probably every 2 months will help for right now, until they can get the property cleared. And it's going to take some doing to get that property cleared. Are they on like an acre and a half? Or like, it's like 0.45 of an acre, or
I
That
don't know. He
to an
doesn't actually say.
damn, because I keep picking up like 0.45 of an acre all the way up to an acre and a half. And an acre and a half is a pretty. I had an acre of land, so I know what that looks like, literally, physically. And so this is either it's just under half an acre, or it's up to an acre and a half of land. It must be a big lot.
Now, the number one thing I would say for them while they're doing these blessings as well,
Yeah,
do a Google search of grounding and shielding, and
exactly.
find something that works for you and ground and shield yourselves. If you do it for
Exactly.
each of you, it really helps. And
Yes.
but other than that, yeah, you need a team to come in.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I'm actually finding a few that
And
are still
don't
active
pay
again.
for one.
No, but I am finding a
Do
few that are
not.
still active again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's been a few across the United States, and I'm finding them on Reddit. That's the cool part. So,
Where is this located? Does it say?
no, does not say.
Okay.
So,
Well, that explains why I was told before coming in, and then I completely forgot about it. They have certain gemstones with me for protection. And I was like, oh, okay. Of course, I forgot. Oh, this is interesting.
so Kayla wanted me to do one from Am I the Asshole, and I was unable to find one. Luckily, she did. Okay. Nikki, have you heard of the Am I the Asshole subreddit?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a place where people go for advice to know if
Yeah.
they screwed up or if someone else is
Yep.
wrong.
Yep.
And generally,
Yeah, I there's a certain lady I like to follow who does a lot of those, and they're very comical to me.
yeah,
Anyway.
and well, like they either get upvotes or downvotes on whether they're the asshole or not, and a lot of how do I put it? A lot of them can end up with either you are the asshole, you're not the asshole, or there's no assholes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've come across quite a few of those.
Friend. Okay, so this one comes from My Side Ho Reddit. I love
Oh
that
my.
username. Friend, am I the asshole for being unsupportive of my alien girlfriend? Throwaway account since a few people know my main Reddit. Also, happy MLK Jr. Day to everybody. My 21 male is the OP. Girlfriend, 21 female. And I have been together for almost a year now. And she's given me no reason to think of her as weird or crazy until now. She's in her second year of college, majoring in psychology. And as far as I know, she has no mental disorders. Our relationship has been great, save for the occasional argument, and we've gone as far as to talk about getting an apartment with each other over the summer. Throwback to yesterday, though, when I was at work, I got a text asking me to go over to her place after so we can have a talk. I asked what it was about, and she wouldn't tell me anything. Naturally, I thought it was something bad, like she wanted to break up or I did something wrong. Keep in mind that she texted me this at 10 in the morning, 2 hours into my 6-hour shift, so I was panicking over this for over 4 hours.
Oh God, that sucks.
So I got to her place, and she starts off by telling me that it's nothing bad. This has already upset me since she wouldn't even tell me this on the phone. But that she realized that she finally trusts me enough to tell me something that she hasn't told any of her in real life yet. Basically, she tells me that she identifies as an alien. She mentions other kin and says that she is the reincarnation of an otherworldly being. Her proof of being an alien is that she can fire, bend, ? And she has urges he thinks humans can't, like cement and sand. And she has a deep connection to space, learning other languages and ancient civilizations. I thought she was joking at first, but when she started talking about how she wants to get body mods to reflect her true self, I realized she was serious. I asked if she was okay, and she started whining about me not being supportive of her. I said she was acting crazy and that I needed time to think, and I left. The rest of the day, she was texting me every 10 minutes. It started with her yelling at me because she thought I'd accept her, then saying how she was in the wrong because she shouldn't expect me to understand, and then saying how she's sorry for springing it on me because I can't comprehend so much information at once, and then asking if we can take some time to talk about it together. I'm at a loss. I told my brother about it, and he agreed that it was insane. But my sister, on the other hand, said I was being a shitty boyfriend for not at least being open-minded. She said this wasn't worth treating her like an idiot and that I should set up a time to talk about it with her like she wanted. Am I the asshole for not being open-minded about it? I think it's insane.
Okay, you want me to hit this one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Balls running on this one. Alright, so eating cement and sand, that's a medical condition. Number
Pica.
1. Excuse me?
Pica.
Pica? P-I-K-A?
P-I-C-A. Pica.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
where you crave things that are not edible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a medical issue. It's a if I remember right, it's been a long time since I've looked into this one. It triggers something in the. It's a chemical reaction in the brain, but it's
usually
triggered
due to a deficiency of something like
Yes.
iron or
Yes.
other minerals that you're needing. A lot of
Yes.
picas eat chalk on a regular basis because of the chemicals in it.
or suck on rocks. I've heard. I've read stories of women when they were pregnant who were sucking on rocks, and it's because they had stopped taking their prenatal vitamins. And I'm like, oh my God, that's something you don't do when you're pregnant. You don't stop taking that unless you start dealing with your doctor. Anyway, so yeah, look into that first and foremost. Have her talk to her doctors, her team of doctors, because if that is kicking in, then you're also dealing with psychological things that could be kicking in too because of the deficiencies.
Mm-hmm.
That can be very serious, very freaking fast. So that's something to have an open conversation about with your loved one, but at the same time, don't. I was going to say don't just, and you don't use the word just when you're trying to say this. That's something I learned in my counseling because the word just invalidates things. So have a sit down conversation with this person and say, hey, let's get you medically checked for any kind of nutritional deficiencies or any kind of deficiencies. I'm still here for you. I don't think this is nuts. I don't think this is crazy. But let's take a look at it medically first. And if she does feel like because it's very possible that her soul, this is just one of those ways that her soul is like trying to reach out in a specific way. I mean, besides you've got two issues here. You've got the medical issue, which can create the psychological issue of, oh, I'm an ET. But then you've got the real issue of her soul that very possibly was, in another lifetime, an ET. Hello, you're talking to one. I've been in past lifetimes, like centuries ago, multiple centuries ago, long before I ever came to Earth, I was an ET in a past life. And before that, I wasn't in any physical body. So, but do I identify as an ET? Fuck no. Pardon me. But no. I identify as human, and I get pretty pissed off at people who are like, "Oh, I'm an ET and I'm this and that." No, is it your soul? Is it a psychological thing? Is it a medical thing? Look at all the aspects before you deal with the soul aspect of it. Look at all the other aspects first, but have a conversation with her as to, look, there are medical conditions that can create the eating of cement, that can create the eating of sand and rocks and all sorts of things that we would consider crazy. It's not crazy. Let's get a blood test or a urine test or whatever, and let's get that part of it out of the way so that we can move forward and figure out what else is going on. And if she's not amenable to that, then you
Bye-bye.
might want to well, either that or you talk to her family, and say, hey, there's a medical condition that I'm actually very concerned for, and they haven't told anybody else, but I'm very concerned about this person, but I can't do this. It's time to walk for me.
Well, so here's the thing. Number one, the actual vote on Reddit was there's no assholes here. But then I read some of the comments, and my number one thing is Reddit is filled with assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the asshole subreddit is all assholes. No one's a good person in there.
For the most part, yeah.
No one's a good person.
People rip each other apart, and I got a prime example of that yesterday in my chat when I went live. I had 3 trolls that were like, everything was about sex, everything, and wicked. Oh my God, they got wicked. And I'm like, that's why I spent the last 20 minutes of my live removing crap out of my chat, because I didn't want that in my chat.
Yeah.
I mean, people become real assholes about stuff. So, yeah,
but the thing is,
and that's what social media is like.
With Reddit, you're either just an asshole, you're a devilish asshole, or sometimes you're a funny asshole. Friend.
True.
So Happy Investment says, yeah, Pika doesn't make her an alien. Shurigen.
Thank you.
Shurigen replies with, well, does it make them a Pikachu? And then he says, I'll close the door on my way out.
Yeah, that's something that's something that my son would have said.
I'm gonna have a weird little segment.
Go.
Okay.
Go for it.
As the residential alien here. Okay, so I don't think he's an asshole for not knowing how to respond to that. Not at all. Because if you've been with somebody and everything's going fine, and all of a sudden they spring something like that onto you where they've never led up to it or had a conversation about anything like that before,
exactly,
it takes you off guard, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay?
Yep.
So I don't think he's the asshole for being like,
nope.
Hey, whoa, what the fuck is happening? Okay?
Exactly.
But on the other hand, here, I'm going to say that if you have been with somebody, okay, because it says they've been with each other for a little over a year now, right?
Yeah.
If you've invested that much time, you're still with this person, you want to build a future with this person, and they spring something like that on you, and it's completely and utterly out of their character. They have nothing that led up to that. They have never talked about any of these feelings or any of this stuff before, and all of a sudden, it's a full manifestation of this is who I am. Okay? With really no pre-existing anything leading to that. Like, obviously she never even really talked about any body modifications, any fire abilities, anything like that leading up to. Okay? So, if you wanted to build a relationship and continue with this person, the first step is you are going to have to sit down and have a conversation with that person. You're just going to have to.
Yep.
And you'll have to decide during that conversation whether or not this is something that you believe is a medical condition that maybe there can be some help for, whether you believe they're actually honestly telling you the truth, or whether this is going to be all encompassing in something that you as an individual can't handle moving on into the future, and decide which route you want to take based off of that. But you have to sit down and have the conversation.
Yep.
Unless you are absolutely just done with the person and tell them that, I'm sorry, like, this isn't working out, and you can move on with your life, cool. But if you want them in your life in any way, shape, or form, you still need to sit down and have that conversation.
Yep.
Well, you know, like, even 10 years ago, I think that advice carried a lot more strength with it. Nowadays, I think that's a shot in the bucket.
Yeah.
I mean, we have kids who identify as cats, dogs, pigs, cows, for inanimate objects.
Well, we've kind of opened up our reality to accepting the fact that you can identify as specific things. Like...
Yep.
And these are the problems
well, there's
it creates.
the furry community, or I mean, there's so many different communities out there. So yeah.
Well, okay, but I do want to say that the furry community is different.
That they're not actually
no
a particular animal. They know
the basis of the furry community is pretend.
The ethereal community is different from the furry community. That is where you believe the appendages are extensions of yourself versus you're in a suit. They're very close to, but two totally separated. Now the thing
I have to disagree with you. I think he is the asshole.
Yeah.
Yep. Even the idea that he believes that this could be a medical thing. Friend, if they've been together that long, they've been together for, what was it?
Oh, they've been together through thick and thin. If they've been together for
almost a year,
quite some time.
Yeah. Friend, so
and the fact that she hasn't trusted anybody to talk about this with,
and then
that's a big deal.
She decides to trust him enough to talk about it.
Yeah.
Friend.
And
he's the asshole for not staying and talking.
You're fucking crazy, and walks out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's being an asshole.
Because he hasn't talked to her in a day.
Yeah, if you love this person, you talk to him. You figure out what's going on. And like honestly, so let's say let's play the little devil's advocate on both sides here for a second. So let's say she really has had a past life as an alien and can do these things that you're talking about. Well, then there needs to be a totally different conversation as to your compatibility and everything. But on the other side of it, if it is something to do with mental health or deficiency issues or something of this nature, like, unfortunately, that's an age where you can develop certain things like schizophrenia or multiple personality disorders. Like, that is a huge push at that age for being able to do those things. So,
and
if nothing else, at least help the person find the help that they need.
There's a few people who are calling it second semester syndrome.
Okay. Yeah.
Where in your second semester you start trying to identify with the things you're learning, and you actually start to believe.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true too. Yeah, I've heard stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I've read stuff like that.
Honestly, like, being a psych major, this is terrible, but some people go into that field because they're trying to figure out if they're crazy. Okay, that sounds really weird,
Yeah.
but it's true.
No,
They're trying to
that's very
identify
true.
what is going on in their own heads, so they have
Yep.
to get the tools to figure out what is going on in their own heads. And
Yep.
if you are actually cognitive enough with your psychopathy to be able to figure it out and try to diagnose yourself, then you are mentally sound enough to not be completely crazy. Like, I would check into medical versus psychological, because if that's the
First.
point,
Yeah.
Not first.
People-
There is something else I'd do first, guys.
What's that?
She gave proof of being an alien as being able to bend fire.
yeah, I would honestly
I would
want
want
her
to see
I would want
that.
to see it.
Okay, I'm the reason why I didn't.
I get it, Nikki, but
There are people that I know that can control fire. There are people that I know that can control water.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it. I've witnessed it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It can run in families.
Mm-hmm.
That is an ability. That is a different ball game altogether.
Well, yeah, but maybe
If
maybe
she's
this girl
making
is
that
just trying
claim-
to figure out what she is. Like, if she
Yeah.
actually can do these things. Okay, so if she is craving like minerals and different things like that, and if she really genuinely can manipulate fire, then maybe she really thinks she's
Okay.
an ET because she doesn't understand what she actually is.
Here's something else to think about. Are those mineral deficiencies, if they are mineral deficiencies, are those mineral deficiency, and she needs, okay, there's a couple of things that just popped into my head. One of them is having her test herself using her abilities and a camera so she can videotape it.
Mm-hmm.
Record herself doing these abilities, manipulating fire, whatever. Do the blood draw, find out what mineral deficiencies that are being, fix those mineral deficiencies, and then after a certain amount of time, the doctors would do another blood draw to see how the person is doing. Find out after that blood draw, after that second test, if she can still do those abilities. Because are those abilities brought on by mineral deficiencies? Because certain things that happen within the brain and the body can actually attribute to certain abilities.
Yeah, like being able to magnetize, different things like that can be
Yes.
caused by. But I will say, from somebody who has actually thought I was batshit crazy, because, okay, so I had a serious hormone like imbalance. When I got thyroid cancer, it caused my thyroid hormones and everything to like seriously imbalance in my body, and it made me psychotic. Okay,
Sure.
and
That's
but
the
it
word we're gonna
wasn't
use.
like just me being psychotic to be psychotic. Like, and it wasn't something that is a continuing issue
caught that.
after it got taken care of. Like, yes, I have to be on pills forever because of it, and I'll go nuts if I stop taking them because it will make that imbalance still imbalanced.
Yeah.
But
Only for 7 days.
yeah,
Then you
and
die.
Then I'll die. But so
Oh, we've had that conversation
Yes.
before. Sorry, I just realized what the
but
hell you're
okay.
talking about.
Yes, but being
Oh my
somebody
God,
who has
Kayla.
gone
Sorry.
through a medical issue that caused
Yeah.
you to have psychotic thoughts, and then
Yeah.
I can see from a person's point of view that has something medical going on that they're not going to realize what that is. Okay, until it gets
correct.
diagnosed and fixed, they're never going to
Fixed.
see it in themselves as to why they're acting the way that they're acting, why they're saying the things that
Correct.
they're saying, seeing or feeling the things that they're feeling. Like, you can get all kinds of different hallucinations and illusions of grandeur and like everything.
Yep.
from different imbalances. So it could be something as simple as a vitamin K or a vitamin D deficiency.
I just want to
Oh yeah,
be fair.
very easily.
And okay, you guys concentrate on the mental, and on one point, she is completely wrong. She says she has urges to eat things humans can't, like cement and sand. Humans can't eat cement and sand.
Yes, they can.
Yeah,
It
they
just
can.
Fucks them up. I mean, it can.
No, it might be the last thing
Yeah.
they fucking do, but they can.
They can do it. It's
Fair
just
enough.
like
Yeah.
humans can eat glass if they want to, but
Klinger
it
proved
could
you
keep-
can eat an entire Jeep. It's
Yeah.
fine. Fair
Oh,
enough.
Jesus. MASH. Okay, TV show MASH. Folks that don't know, that's from a TV show called MASH.
Now, I
Oh my
will
God,
say,
Klinger.
It
Love
is
Klinger.
not also the last
the
time
actor.
it was done.
I will say, nobody should ever freaking eat cement.
Oh my God, no.
It's super alkaline. It will burn you from the inside out. Like it
Yeah.
can potentially burn your lungs, burn your, and
There's
it,
so many things that can,
it
yeah.
can harden
There is gonna be
in your
some
system
lady.
and cause like blockages and all kinds of horrible shit.
There is
Like,
gonna be
you
some
really
lady
do
that
not
hears
ever,
this
ever
podcast.
want to eat cement.
And they're going to hear a disconjointed version of this podcast in the years to come, and they're not going to hear you say the T on that word. And they're going to be like, oh my God.
Never eat semen. Just don't do it.
It will
That's not even
burn
what
your
I-
body
It will
from the
burn
inside.
you from the inside out. It is this hell seed. Okay, sorry.
I feel really bad for her boyfriend in the future.
C-E-M.
Yes,
Cement.
cement.
C-E-M-E-N-T.
Concrete.
Absolutely, Amy. She says, look up a TV show, My Strange Addiction. Some people drink gasoline and nail polish regularly and are still alive. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like,
Yep.
Yes, and
But they're seriously screwed
my
up in
favorite
their
one
bodies.
was the one where the lady was eating the foam cushion.
Yeah, she would just continuously eat
Oh.
pieces of cushion. But
But like,
Also,
come on, Nikki.
the
One of those
human-
would last like a full foam cushion, like a twin size bed version. That's about 2 inches thick. They cost $40. That's like a year's worth of meals for her.
Ew.
Like, think of the money saved.
Yeah, but you know.
Oh,
okay, so
no,
I-
not good for the body.
I do have to say
Jesus.
that, like, humans have an uncanny ability to adapt to the stuff that they're eating as well. So, especially if they introduce small amounts at a time, it's kind of like how you get over certain poisons, like introducing small amounts until you can actually withstand a full dose of something. So, weirdly enough, our bodies are kind of set up to do that.
To a point.
To a point. There are certain
Yeah.
things that you just don't do.
Yeah.
And you can't just start out eating a whole freaking like 5-pound bag of
Cannibalism is wrong,
something,
people.
like-
Cannibalism is wrong. Friend.
Okay, sand is also silica.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that I am being pressed by the other side to say. So there's something with the silica.
Well, the problem is, though, like,
Brother.
I don't know who is talking to you from the other side.
I don't know. I just
But
heard it, and I'm like,
We
okay, I'm just going to
ingest
write it
about
down.
10 pounds of silica every year.
Mm-hmm.
Just from the real food we eat.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah?
of that shit.
Like, the problem is, we are adjusting ourselves just in living. Not by actually
Well,
doing
I mean,
anything
think about
weird.
the microplastics that we're
Yeah, like-
freaking ingesting all the time. Like, if you'd have taken a
Microplastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
in
what
our
I'm
wa-
saying. If
in
you
our
would have
water.
taken a Neanderthal, there's no way they could ingest what we ingest on a daily basis. It would kill them.
They
Oh,
couldn't
no.
drink the water
Yeah.
now.
No, because it's
Yeah, microplastics and all the fluoride and all the chemicals and all the hormones that are
injected into everything we eat and drink. Yeah,
Well, and then,
absolutely.
in the amount you pee it out and it's put back into the it's
Yeah,
it's
for
just
the last 10 years, our milk on the West Coast has been radioactive.
Mm-hmm.
Friend.
look that one up, do your own research.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But if you're going to look it up, look up Japan.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Friend.
But hey, I'm just saying that like my verdict for this is yeah, he's kind of the asshole, but that's just because he's not actually he doesn't seem to actually care about this woman enough to even have a conversation. Like, he just straight up ignored her and didn't even think that it could be something
Yeah, that
more serious
is.
or
Yeah.
medical.
Well,
Well, and he's young. They're both young.
Yes.
21 and 20. I
and
mean,
that's
come
the
on.
thing. I'm going to say everybody's the asshole. Even the brother.
Yeah.
Friend. But, like, she's the asshole for literally, if you're going to bring this up, maybe do it in a more subtle manner. Like, don't just drop everything on a person at once.
Yeah,
If you
that
care
is
about them
something really
too-
hard to comprehend. Like, and she's...
And don't immediately
Yeah.
call him an asshole if he doesn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Friend, if you're not going
Yeah,
to give
I agree
them
with that.
the
The opportunity.
yeah, the opportunity to understand, then you can't expect them to.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yep.
All right. So, wait.
Well, that was an interesting one.
Verdict?
What's that?
Cole?
Everybody asshole.
Everybody asshole. Verdict. Nikki.
Yeah, they're both a bit of the assholes, but at the same time, they're young and they need to learn how to communicate. That's a lot of the problem right now, is people need to learn to communicate with each other properly.
I
Not easily
personally
done.
say nobody's really the asshole. I just believe they need to talk it out and work it out, or go their separate ways.
Yeah, that I agree with too.
I also think
They need to grow up.
that they're next door neighbors with the people from the first story, and she's the one making the clicking noises that sound like a velociraptor.
Wouldn't that be fucked up? Like, they figure out the entire time it's been like their like
Neighbor.
that's just been sneaking into
God.
their freaking house and going click, 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 and like watching them at night. Okay, sorry. Anyways.
Now there've been some speaking of that, there've been some really messed up stories along those lines about people hiding in somebody's
absolutely.
attic
There was a
and that
dude
kind of
was
shit
hiding
taking
in a
place.
basement in
Oh
a
my-
little dugout
Wow.
thing that he made behind their dryer, and he lived there
That's
for like 2
frightening.
freaking years. Yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe we ought to look at that from the other point of view. He has
Oh,
this
God.
little tiny house, and they're living on the outside of it. That's fucked up. Friend, like,
Oh my God, Cole.
All right.
I'm just saying, you gotta
Oh
look
my.
at both points of view here.
Yeah.
Who are these people living in this big house next to mine? God. Why do they keep buying the cheap brands of shit? I like the brands. All right. What do we got, baby?
Well, first of all, you have not been grocery shopping enough, which is horrible because you work at a grocery store.
Yeah.
The store brand is the cheap brand, Kayla.
I said, why do they keep buying the store brand?
I like the store brands, is what you said.
Wow. Okay, that came out wrong. I'm sorry.
Friend,
I want that Best Foods mayo.
The married
Don't you give
couple,
me
you
that
can always
big mayo.
tell.
God.
The married
No.
couple, you can always tell.
I do not shop, like, ever. Like, every once in a great while, I might pick out one thing for, like, one dinner. Or I'll be like, hey, when you're at the store, can you pick this up? But I very rarely actually go in and shop. I hate it.
Oh, I used to love it until I had a tailbone break, and that totally screwed things over.
No, I used to like shopping too,
Oh,
and then eggs went up to $70, and I decided I hate shopping.
that's why I got a hooked cane.
Yeah.
And I use those carts in the store.
And you just hit.
Well,
people
not
with the
anymore.
cane
Now I have
as
to
you're
walk
going
because I'm not as
by.
broken. But,
Yeah.
like, when I was broken, friend, I used those carts, and the cane was so I could reach stuff on the top shelf. And I'd just toss it in with the cane. I'd get so good that I could toss it right into the basket. Friend,
Of course you would.
Yep.
then there was clean up on aisle
God.
3 because that was the glass jar aisle. But it
Oh,
happens.
crap.
I wanted Velocic pickles.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I always put that crap at the top.
Uh huh.
All right. Our next story comes from subreddit Alien Abduction, and it is from user Shirus.
Shirus.
Now this one's brand new, guys. This only happened 13 hours ago.
Ooh.
Well, he only posted 13 hours ago.
13 hours.
So, imagine you're asleep. Then you kind of wake up, but there's people in your bedroom. Blurry memories come to your mind every time you try to remember this moment. Humans, greys, you're never sure. They lift you from your bed. You feel strangely calm as they had induced some kind of hypnosis into you. They inject you with something, and you don't know what it is, and why they're doing it to you. Then you wake up the next day. You feel that your reality has been broken. You feel someone inside of you. You feel intense pain. You have sleep problems where you can't fall asleep because you wake up in the middle of the night absolutely terrified. Nobody believes you. You finally can't stand it anymore, and you attack your mother after an argument. Your own family grabs you and puts you in a psychiatric hospital. After weeks, you're free again, but never again the same. Every day feels like torture. You feel like there's something inside you. You fear they will come back. Your mind is fractured. You feel broken. You have to reason to yourself you are a person. It's like an ongoing and never-ending trauma. This is a story of a person very close to me. I've been searching for many years for answers, for ways to help her heal and go on with her life. I think I have helped her quite a lot, but I also feel she's got a long way to go. Has anyone had a similar experience? What has helped you overcome this?
Tell them to contact me. I know a lot of people that can help. No joke. I'm not talking about it publicly, but tell them to contact me privately, and I can put them in contact with a number of different people who can help them. No, I'm not joking on it. It's if it's a true ET abduction, and with what was talked about, especially the fact that they were institutionalized because of it. It doesn't matter if it's in a psych ward of a hospital or if it's wherever it's at. Tell them to contact me because there are people I can put them in contact with that can help them.
I'm gonna. Okay, so for me, what I will say is, first of all, whether or not it was a true alien abduction, or whether it was a lucid dream, or whether it was the fact that something happened, okay? Like, no matter what, something happened to this person to break part of their psyche, to make them feel afraid and make them feel this way. Okay? I would suggest, honestly, find a very open-minded therapist. So that you can talk through the issues that you're having, and they can give you tools to help you deal with the PTSD that you are
experiencing
based off of the experience that you had. Now, I know how this person feels. It was not an ET abduction, but I used to have a very serious seizure disorder. And sometimes you would be half lucid and half, like, it's hard to explain. But you would wake up, like, almost wake up, and, like, you'd be in a room and there'd be, like, doctors and shit all over the place, and you'd be like, what the fuck has happened? And you wouldn't really come to until you were back home for, like, a day or so. And then it felt like it was almost a dream, like it didn't actually happen, but it happened, you know. So there are medical conditions and stuff that can cause that as well. Or, like, sleep paralysis can have the same type of effects on certain people. But definitely find yourself a safe place with a safe person that you can talk to about your feelings that you had from this incident that happened, and the fear that you have from this incident, so that they can give you the tools and help you figure out a way to overcome those fears.
There's one person that I know, I'm not saying who that is publicly, I don't know them personally, but I know them by their reputation. And I know others who have talked to them, who is a counselor who deals with abductees, who deals with paranormal, who she gets it. I do know of somebody else who, and And she looks at all sides of things. She looks at the medical. She looks at all sides. Okay, it's not just ET. She goes the whole gambit. She's the one that I would recommend for this person to go and talk with, because they're a safe person to do that with.
And there
Although I
are
don't know if she's taking
support
clients right
groups
now,
out
but
there for specific things like
that's
that too.
that's the other thing I was going to say is there are a couple of. She actually does a support group. There's a couple of others that I know of that do support groups.
Well,
But
sometimes
like I
the
said, I'm not.
best thing for a person's mental health is to know that there's other people that know how they feel. Okay?
Exactly.
That
To know
have
that they're not
the same
alone.
experiences or slightly
Yes.
different but close enough to the same experiences to make you
Yep.
understand that there's nothing wrong with you and you're not alone
Yep.
in this issue, and that
Yeah.
there are people that are willing to talk to you and help you work through it.
Yep. And there are ways to go about doing that. And okay, listen. If it's a true ET abduction, and that's a big if, but if it is a true ET abduction versus a medical or psychological issue, you'll find out pretty quickly, not only via medical testing, but also via the things that you say. Other abductees will know if you're telling the tale of a true abduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, of a true ET abduction. My concern with what was talked about is that the injection, that is very specific. Okay, there are very... I got to be really careful here because you're dealing with a really touchy subject. Okay, so there are ET abductions that are true ET abductions. Then you're dealing with ET that works with certain races of ET that are working with different governments of this world. Very similar responses that this person gave, they have experienced. Okay, my labs, I am a my lab survivor. All right, I've had experiences like that. I did not know that until I came across a group, and it took me a year before I could even get my head into the state of I need to do this for myself. I have to do this for myself. And the support groups that I am in work. You gain knowledge from other people. You hear other things. Sometimes they can be triggering. Sometimes they're going to be going, you're going to look at it and go, oh my God, that happened to me. Now I understand. Because it never would have occurred to you about certain
to think
things.
about it the same way that they thought about it. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And
so it's very important to do that kind of talking.
So the other thing that bothered me a little bit about this post, and it's not the parent's fault. It's not the mom's fault. I'm not saying that it is, because she reacted in the way that she thought was best for her kid. Okay, by being like, okay, there's something serious going on. Let's find you a doctor. Let's get this figured out. Okay, which I'm sure in her parent mind, that's exactly what she was thinking was, some kind of mental something is happening, and you need like mental help to get over this. Okay, but I am urging any parents in the future, if your child comes to you and tells you something, they're coming to you in confidence with that. And if you are not believing them or telling them that they're crazy or anything of that nature, you need to listen to that kid, because even if it is a mental issue that's happening, it's real to them. And they're coming to you because you're their parent. You're supposed to help them through stuff that's happening. So at least listen to them enough to figure out what the next best steps are. Because it says in that post that it got to the point where she just reacted by becoming angry towards her mother and like yelling and screaming at her, right?
Cole?
Sorry, he's looking.
Okay. Yeah.
Because, I mean, for me, like, the first thing as a parent, if one of my children comes to me with an issue that's huge to them, and I don't care if they're 15 when they came to me or they're 65 when they came to me.
Okay, hold on. You're assuming way too much on the mother.
Okay.
You're being unfair.
Well, that's why I'm saying I need to...
Yeah, but they don't say enough.
Okay.
You finally can't stand it anymore and attack your mother after an argument.
Oh,
Your own family grabs you and puts you in a psychiatric hospital.
Oh, okay.
From that...
Okay. So it could be any argument and you actually physically attacked your mother or... okay.
I don't agree with what you just said.
Okay. No,
I
that's
don't
fine.
agree that... Because, here's the thing. Let's say you go along with what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Acting like you're believing them.
Mm-hmm.
Then, all of a sudden, you throw them in a psychiatric hospital because you figure out what it actually is and it's schizophrenia.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're the betrayer.
No, and I'm not saying to go along with it if you think it's like a delusion or something of that nature. I'm not saying to go along with it. What I'm saying is that's when you talk to your kid about getting help with the stuff that they need. Like, not that you go automatically, oh my God, you're batshit and put them into this or whatever. But that's when you go, okay, well, why don't we make an appointment with your primary care and we'll talk to them about...
The problem is, what if they weren't and that's the thing. Your primary, half our primaries in the United States are just going to tell you you're batshit crazy.
To that. Yes. Yeah. No.
I'd go to a naturopath.
I absolutely understand, and that's
the problem
a hard
is
one.
with that naturopaths. Most healthcare systems, like most of your insurance companies, will not pay for those.
Yeah, there's very few and far between that they will. And
yes, I know. I've been down that road.
And if your family isn't well off, well, then how do
I've
they
been
pay
down
for
that road too.
Mm-hmm.
Very carefully, you build up to it. I've been there. I've done that. I had to do that in the 1990s. Hell, I still have to do that. You have to save up to go to see your naturopathic doctor, and they have to understand where you're coming from. Many will, but there are some that won't. And so you just schedule it around when you've
with
got...
any kind of healthcare, it's trial and error to find somebody that works with you. Like...
Exactly.
I've had some really good doctors, and I've had some just shitty, horrible doctors that looked at me and went, well, you know, you probably could lose some weight and stop doing this, and every problem that you've ever had will disappear. And I'm like, I came in for something that was completely unweight related.
But let's also state there, Kayla.
That's gaslighting.
That out of every patient in the world, you're probably the worst one.
I will say 100%, hands down, I am a terrible patient. I hate doctors, all of them, but it's not... I
ask questions.
I've had a lot of bad experiences with doctors, and I've had a lot of health issues to where I needed to be in a hospital for a significant period of time. And it made me really hate the healthcare system, but I am a really shitty patient. I will give you that.
Because at the same time, you go to the
I'm
doctor
not.
and you say, there's something wrong with me, figure it out. And they're like, okay, well, we need to do some blood tests. We need you to go draw blood. Now, what the fuck do you know? That's your response.
I know.
Like,
okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm a terrible patient myself. I will be.
See, I'm not. I'm not in that regards, but I get labeled as a controversy or combative patient because I simply ask questions, and I'm not asking questions in a combative way. I actually got kicked out of a doctor's office for showing him the list of things that I take.
Mm-hmm.
Things that other doctors prescribed, things that he told me to take, and things that my naturopath had me taking. As soon as he saw the list, he pointed to one of the prescriptions from another doctor, and it wasn't the naturopath, it was a medical doctor. And he looked at it, he pointed at it on his table. I was in his office, not a medical room. He pointed at it, and he takes one look at me. He was all happy, everything was hunky-dory. Takes one look at the piece of paper, points at what it was, takes one look at me and goes, "Get out of my office now." And I went, "Why?" I mean, he had literally just done the exam. We were just supposed to, I had just gotten dressed. We were supposed to do a sit down as to what all he wanted to talk about and what all I wanted to talk about. And that was it. I've never seen him since. And I never did find out. I saw what it was, but it didn't register. And I'm like, why was that prescription it was a thyroid. Why is that an issue? And I'm like, it had to have been the doctor. And I went, holy crap. I'd never experienced anything like that before. So, but I'm here to tell you, typically I get gaslit because I start asking questions. I literally, in the last year, I was going to say the last 6 months, that's not right, but in the last year, I had a doctor, I had a physician's assistant tell me one visit that I'm not perimenopausal, the next visit I was menopausal, and then I think it was the visit after that I wasn't, and I was like,
well, what is
bullshit.
it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I literally, it was the first words out of my mouth when she said, well, now you're menopausal. And I'm like, bullshit. And I was so stunned and taken aback by the fact that I actually, because doctors are, in a lot of people's minds, they're the be all to end all to say all. I mean, they are the final.
Is that doctors are
and they're not.
They're fallible.
They are.
They're just as fallible as you are at your work.
Yes.
I can fuck up at work. They can fuck up at work. Yep. We all have human.
We all have it. And so for me, it was like the very first time that I went, whoa. But it wasn't the first time I've ever stood up. Okay. I mean, I stood up in doctors and said, hey, I've got questions. Can you answer them? And they turn around and they're like, they gaslight. And I'm like, oh, you're one of those. So now if I have something like that, I literally go, oh, so you're gaslighting me and telling me, and I'll repeat back what they said. And I'm like, can you please tell me exactly what you mean?
Now, when I was in labor, okay? So I was in labor with Johnny, and we live, probably 45 minutes, an hour away from the nearest birthing center to us, right?
Yeah.
So I was in labor with John, and we finally got in the car and decided, okay, well, it must be time we should go to the hospital, you know? So we went to the birthing center in Mount Vernon. Now, at this point, I didn't have an OBGYN here because, what?
You are so wrong.
What?
Johnny?
Oh, God, this was Kimberly. Jesus. Okay. I was wrong. Wow.
I didn't even know there was a Mount Vernon when John was born.
Yeah, oh, God. Okay, no, but we went to the birthing center in Mount Vernon, and I hadn't had an OBGYN that was like a primary OBGYN. So I was like, well, I'll just go to the nearest hospital, and they have OBGYNs on staff. Like, somebody can birth a baby, you know? And, I mean, she was my third kid. It wasn't, like, anything new to me at that point. And I'm like, okay, well, this is starting to get heavy. Let's go. So we went, and they kicked me out of the hospital.
What? Oh.
They told me that because of my pre-existing medical conditions and everything else, that they couldn't do anything for me to go to a different hospital.
So what hospital the hell are you going to go to? There's only Mount Vernon and Cedro.
No,
That-
Bellingham.
So
And-
I went to
Oh,
Bellingham.
yeah, I forgot about Bellingham.
So I had to go to Bellingham, which is another, like, hour and a half or something
I
from
was
there.
just
Okay?
going
So-
to say, yeah.
With a
I'm-
quick stop.
Yeah, you guys stopped at frickin' to get food. Okay, anyway.
Walmart had buns.
My grandparents did that while I was pregnant,
So,
and I was so sick from
My
the
mom
smell.
was driving, Cole was in the passenger seat, I was in the back in, like, full
Ow.
labor, and they stop at Walmart to go and grab, like, something to eat to take to the hospital room, because they're like, oh, this is gonna be forever before this baby comes,
Buns.
blah, blah, blah.
We
Right?
bought buns.
Yeah, so they grabbed some buns to take so that they could have something to eat while they were, like, sitting in there with me. Cool. Okay, except at that point, this was hurting so bad, and they were coming, like, a minute or less apart. Okay?
Holy crap, Kayla!
Yes. And so I grabbed onto the thing, and I'm like, cool, I want an epidural. And this asshole turns and looks at me and goes, I don't think they sell those at Walmart. Asshole.
To be fair,
So,
I could be wrong. I don't know. Never really checked on it.
so after that, my mom finally gets
You
back.
actually said that?
Yes,
Holy,
he did.
holy shit!
Okay, that is not the worst thing he has said to me when I was in labor, just FYI. But,
I don't know what you're talking about.
so, we drive to
Oh,
Bellingham.
I shouldn't be laughing, but
to the
God.
Bellingham Birthing Center. And that's,
Kayla.
I've been there before because that's where I had John and Hunter.
Kayla.
Okay, so we drove to the Bellingham
God.
Birthing Center. I walked
Oh
into
my
the
God.
room. I checked in with them. They took me into the back. And I was like, okay, give me an epidural. I'm dying. Like, I was pissed, you know. So the guy's like, okay,
And by
we'll get
that
you
point-
an epidural, but first we have to check it. I said, never mind, the baby's coming. And they're like, what? And this guy didn't even get a glove halfway on before Kimberly was in his hands.
Come
and he's
shooting-
like,
I was going to say, come shoot
you
it
had
out.
a baby. I'm like, yeah, shoot, you think? But yeah, I quite literally was probably 10
Oh,
minutes away from
God.
having her in the backseat of my mom's car because they turned me away at Mount Vernon.
Now I am going to say one thing here.
Wow.
I
That's
I
bad.
in no way have any right to tell Kayla what to do, and no husband ever has any right to tell them what to do during labor.
Amen.
But I am so fucking thankful that Kayla didn't get an epidural.
Oh, you know what? After I had her, I was too. That was the best I have ever felt after having a kid, and the only one I didn't actually have the epidural.
Kayla was awake. Kimberly was awake. Like, me and her played for the first hour. She was alive. She wasn't sleepy like the baby normally is.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome.
Well,
So you didn't have to have an appesia. Mom, I swear to God, why are you keep saying... Kayla, when we get off air, you and I are going to have a conversation on 2 things my mother said. She's being a smartass.
all right. So,
Hurry!
Do you want to quickly tell her the other thing I said, or would you like me to?
no, I'll tell her the other thing you said. This motherfucker.
God.
Okay, no, I'm gonna start out with this motherfucker. Okay, so I am in the middle of like right before they tell you, okay, it's time
Oh
to
my
push,
God.
right? And I'm having
Yeah.
Johnny at this point, and
Mhm.
Well, she didn't
I
say
go,
Hunter
oh my
this time.
God, like I was just in a lot of pain. And Cole comes and he goes, oh God, and I'm like, what is going on? And he goes, oh my God, you can't believe how much pain I'm in right now. My stomach hurts so bad. That burrito or whatever I ate must be really... I was like, you son of a bitch.
First of all,
So
I didn't say my
bad.
stomach hurt. I had heartburn.
Oh, that's it. Okay. But he's like, oh, you can't believe how much pain I'm in right now. I wanted to punch him in the face.
I'm going to say something that's not going to go over well. Pushing out a poop is not the same as pushing out a baby.
No, he had heartburn. He had heartburn. And he was telling me how much pain he was in right now. I'm like, you asshole.
But you pushed out the baby and then you were fine. Friend, I still had heartburn.
Go
Okay.
drink some milk.
I can't. I'm lactose
Oh my
intolerant.
God,
that
you
would be
two. So funny. Married couples are
I
so fun.
thought Kayla's mom
Yes.
was going to die. She was actually on the floor rolling.
Yeah, she was laughing so freaking hard. It was stupid.
Kayla was the only one that was upset. We don't know why.
Oh,
Like,
we don't know why.
Yeah,
Bullshit. you
neither
don't
one of
know
us
why.
understood what the hell her problem was that day.
Cole, I love you, but you're an asshole sometimes.
Oh my God, yes.
Nikki, remember
Yes.
how I brought Reddit to the show?
Yes.
Like I said, there's 3 different types of assholes. I'm the funny one.
Oh, God.
Maybe
Squeak the-
today. No.
Oh, my God.
Just because you don't appreciate the humor
Oh, I
doesn't mean it
appreciate.
wasn't funny.
Oh, you're
Nikki's
talking to her.
laughing.
So...
That's
Oh, it's
okay.
not funny.
It's
the
just like the whole
time.
Steven Johnson's thing when that doctor was like, huh, I guess I don't have to go to Burning Man. And walked away.
Jesus.
Fucking asshole. That made me laugh really hard though. I gotta admit.
Friend,
Yeah, pregnancy stories and birthing stories, they can get real interesting really freaking fast. But, yeah,
Okay, you know what?
you gotta talk.
I have
You
to
gotta
do
talk.
it. I gotta
What?
tell you guys.
Oh, God, here we
the
go.
weirdest doctor situation that has ever happened in my entire fucking life.
Jesus.
Okay? And I have a lot of really, really weird
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Yes, you have. We've had conversations.
I was 13 years old. Okay? And I had gone to the doctor because my throat hurt. So my aunt figured I must have strep throat or something, so she took me to the doctor to get some antibiotics, whatever. Well, my aunt is like, she was the sweetest person in the world, and very, very shy, and very much so, I don't know how to even describe that, but she was very shy, very to herself, and very, like, old school, too. So we went to this doctor, and she sat in the chair, and the doctor walked into the room and was looking at me, and backed up and sat down on her lap. Because he didn't know she was in the chair. He thought I was in there by myself, right? And my aunt...
Well, that tells you how much
My
attention he
aunt
was
turns
paying.
bright red and goes, oh, right? And he goes, oh my, excuse me, right? And gets up. And then is talking to me about
Jesus,
the
he
fact
got me to
that my
snort.
throat is hurting, right? And he goes, okay, well, all you got to do is gargle, with some warm, salty water to make sure that, this feels better. And I'll prescribe you some antibiotics and everything. And your aunt over here, like, I'll give you the instructions for the antibiotics and how to take them and whatever for her, right? And my aunt, she's so flabbergasted by everything that's been going on. She's just, geez, And she goes, okay, yeah, remember to gargle with warm, soapy water. Got it, right? And he goes,
Soapy water?
yes. And this
Oh,
doctor
my.
looks at her and just can't help it. He just started cracking up. Right? He's like, oh man, she'd be frothing at the mouth, everybody thinking she had rabies, like all kinds of stuff. I was just laughing. And then you hear him out talking to the nurses, and then she said, warm, soapy water. My aunt was so embarrassed. She never took me to a doctor's appointment ever again.
I bet. Oh.
And for years, she was like, oh, remember when that man just sat on me? I was like, yes, I do. It was great.
Yeah.
friend.
Sorry, that was way off Reddit.
Well, no,
that's
I
funny.
just want to say, friend, because since we're on this whole topic, friend, we had the best experience with John, though, for one reason. Nikki, does the
Yes?
name John Coffey mean anything to you?
Yes.
Green Mile.
Green Mile.
The
The
really
Green Mile
big
movie.
Dude on the Green Mile.
His name on the movie
His
was
name
Drink
in the
with John
movie
Coffey.
was John Coffey. And he's
Yeah?
just like this
He was our nurse.
huge dude. Okay?
Friend, looked exactly like him, same voice. It was awesome. Friend, when he held John,
He
held him in like 3
in
fingers.
his hand, in like 3 fingers, and was like, "Now that's a cute baby," and handed him over. We were like, "Holy shit!"
Oh my
And
He
he-
twitched. He could
god.
have broke
he
him
even
in half.
did the whole
like-
Gucci Gucci goo thing.
Yeah, he's like, "On a Gucci Gucci goo." Now that's a cute baby, and handed him and one hand.
I was
Just-
kind of because he stooped into the room. I was expecting him to dribble John. Like, he could have held that kid like a basketball.
No, this guy was like 7'1" and like 450 pounds, but of muscle. He was just broad and huge. And I was like, holy crap. He's like, yeah, I've been a labor and delivery nurse for years. And we were like, holy crap, this is so weird. But it was actually way
Wow.
better than Hunter's delivery nurse, which only worked 1 day a week because she was too old to work anymore.
Oh.
And she
I
kept
had a
tripping over my IV and pulling it out every time she'd come into the room. And I was like, oh god.
I had
Her
a
name
friend who was
Madonna. Okay, sorry.
her name was Madonna. Wow.
Yep, Nurse
Okay.
Madonna. You can call me Donnie.
Wow. 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 Okay. I had a labor and delivery nurse who was a friend of mine. She's a nurse in a local area hospital. Let's just say that. I don't want to out her. And she's still a labor and delivery nurse as far as I know. And still with the same hospital, if I remember right. And it was because of her that I understood how serious of a situation my health was with my pregnancy. And she was with me up until she had to go to work. And then I had 2 of the most wonderful labor and delivery nurses. And of course, I can't remember their names. I can still see their faces in my mind, though. And they were wonderful with me, because I had a really difficult situation. Baby was quote unquote stuck, stayed at 2 centimeters and never dilated beyond that. So I ended up having to have an emergency C-section. But the labor and delivery nurses were phenomenal when they did the epidural that turned into a spinal, in which I ended up with a spinal migraine because of the spinal puncture. And so ended up with that for 5 days, ended up 5 days in the hospital. But yeah, and that's something I don't talk about very often, but yeah, I get it. I get it. It's
You know,
and smells. Oh my God, smells when you're pregnant and you're in labor. Holy crap. People do not bring food in. Seriously.
When my mom was pregnant with my sister in the 70s, or early 80s, excuse me. Jessica
70s.
81. I think.
No.
No, 70s. It would have been 78 or something.
No, because she's the same age as Kenny, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 80.
80. Anyways, the same issue happened to her where the baby got stuck. But back then, they just cut open and pulled out the
Yep.
baby. So, like, they cut her, like, all the way.
Why would they
like,
cut open the baby?
Like,
No, they cut an episiotomy cut is what it is. Only they probably did a very full cut,
yes.
which means front to back and in a very specific. God,
Yeah.
I feel bad for her.
So,
Holy
that's what
God
they
and
did,
fuck,
but
that had to.
because the baby
Oh,
was in distress, she didn't get
Yeah.
painkillers beforehand either.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas!
And then she had to get 278 stitches.
Yeah, front to back. That's why.
Yeah,
That's
but knowing your
it
mom,
goes
she went
beyond
to
an.
work the next day.
No, knowing my
It go.
mom,
It
yes.
goes beyond an episiotomy. I mean, that is like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
but it was because her
I can't
blood
even. I'm
pressure and
so
everything was
sorry.
dropping, and the baby's
Yeah.
heart rate and everything.
So was.
So it was
Yep.
like an immediate have to do this. And
Yep.
yeah, she didn't get any
That's what was
painkiller
happening.
or anything. They just
No,
like cut her open and pulled out the baby. So she said that recovery from that took months. Like she was
Yeah,
not okay for months.
Oh, I can understand that. My staples, when they went to check on my staples, I had burst 3 staples.
Ouch.
And so I was in the so when they do a C-section and a bikini at the bikini line, because there's two different kinds of, or at least there was back in the 1990s. I don't know about now. There's 2 ways for that cut. It's either bikini cut or it's up the belly
Yeah,
cut. It's
it's
from
the
the
zipper
belly
cut.
button on down.
Mhm.
It's a zipper, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what the hell it was called.
Yeah,
And
you got either the bikini or the zipper.
and I had the bikini cut, and I popped 3 staples because of simply trying to maneuver. I understand trying. It was very different in the 1990s with in 1992 with that kind of thing, and they didn't do what they do now.
Mhm.
But yeah, you had staples, and you're going through multiple layers.
Mhm.
So okay, so anybody that has a hard time hearing this next bit, you might want to just mute yourself for a moment, because I'm going to say this. Okay, so I was so so tight in my belly muscles that when they cut the muscle to my stomach,
Mhm.
it literally went boing like a rubber band, like
Oh, yeah.
like a really wide
Mhm.
rubber band, and that's taut, and you cut it, it goes boing all the way. Well, that's actually what I heard and what I felt,
Mhm.
and I am telling you, I felt it. I kept telling them I could feel certain pain. So they were poking me with pins, trying to find where it was at, and they figured out that because the spine, it was supposed to be an epidural, but it turned into a spinal.
Mhm.
And because the spinal was, I could feel things in my right foot,
Mhm.
but yet, like from the knee up, I was numb. But my left leg was totally numb.
Mhm.
So we had a complete kind of a weird situation going on, and yet I could feel them cutting.
Yeah.
I mean the pain of it. There are parts of it that I could feel. So there were different levels, and I was blowing through at what we didn't know back then. What I know now is that I blow through anesthesia and any kind of meds, like it's going. I mean, like it's nothing. So if they're giving me a legal dose, so for example, like in dentistry, um, they have to refer me over to an oral surgeon because in 45 minutes time, I've been given the legal dosage of a oral medication, or the injections into the mouth. In 45 minutes time, that better be over with, because I will be completely feeling everything, every cut, everything.
Yeah.
And that's,
You know
if
what's
I
really
hadn't
super
known.
weird about that?
It's interesting though how each woman is so very different in things like that.
So I have a problem with anesthesia too, and I've
Mhm.
woken up several times, like during, and they have to like
Yes.
put you out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like,
I'm usually
like the look on people's
okay.
faces when they realize that you are actually
You're
cognitively awake, and they're like,
Yes.
"There's no fucking way!" And then you hear some of the weirdest shit. But
Yes.
yeah,
Can I state something?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever actually looked into it, but that mostly only happens in the States.
that is true.
You know why?
Because it's a what?
Because half the hospitals in the United States carry a placebo.
Oh. Interesting. I would have to look at that. See if that's...
So
like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I've never heard about that.
There's
so
a documentary on it on HBO.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look at that.
Brian.
Oh, send me the link, would you? I mean,
I will
the
try and
name
find
of
it
it,
again, but,
the
like,
picture, or whatever.
Yeah,
Well, actually, come to think of it, when I had the surgery in Canada, I never woke up.
well, no.
But I did on the ones in the
Give
States.
you real medicine.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is I've had it in different countries, and I've never actually woken up during a procedure in another country.
Whenever you get anything in the United States, 90% of the time it is like
placebo-wise.
No, but watered down.
Oh, maybe. Well, I could totally.
Your guys'
see that.
Demerol is not as potent.
I know that our
your morphine
isn't.
is not as potent. Nothing.
Huh. That actually kind of makes sense. I'll have to watch that documentary. I'm a documentary fucking crazy person.
Yeah, I like that. I like most documentaries. It depends on how it was
and I
put
like hearing
together and
other
who put
people's
it together.
perspectives on it
Yeah.
and where they got their information from. And then I'll look up
Yeah.
all of their sources and shit. It rabbit holes
Yep.
for me pretty quick.
Yeah, no freaking kidding.
Depends. It depends on what the subject is for me.
All right,
Like if
we're
it's on
talking- yeah.
If it's on Egypt, it's a different ballgame because
God.
hello, I freaking lived it. I'm like, oh, that's
love-
bullshit. That's bullshit.
I
Oh, that's
love
true.
watching
Oh my god, that's
documentaries
true.
on ancient civilizations. Yeah, it drives.
Yeah,
Cole
I am.
nuts.
I am.
It drives cold.
Yeah,
nuts. Because I can watch
This
the
is why I
same
have
ones
headphones.
40, 50 times and still get different information that I wasn't thinking about at the last time I watched it or whatever. And it makes Cole fucking crazy because I've watched this same episode of this same documentary or this same documentary, full version, 40 fucking times. And he's like, oh my god, it's that again?
It's not even something that interests me, and yet I can say it word for word.
He can
That's
verbatim
horrible.
my documentaries, but do you know what's really cool about this? Okay.
What's that?
Is that I think that my husband probably knows more about space than an astronaut does because of the fact that I watch so many of those goddamn space
Yeah,
documentaries.
let's not claim that before all of a sudden I'm getting into a fight with Neil Armstrong.
No, but
Fuck Kayla.
You know what I'm saying.
No, you might want to have a conversation with Amy because she knows quite a bit about space.
Friend.
I
think
think
you-
one of those that super interests me. So I have space documentaries and space series and stuff that I have watched probably 100+ times. And Cole, then he's like, "Oh, you're talking about this nebula." And then he's like, "Why the hell do I know the names of these freaking nebulas?"
You know what? I know something I can say right now because he's not on. Fran, it is not the final frontier.
God.
That's bullshit. Fran- Spock is a liar.
The final frontier. You want to? Oh, Nikki, shut up.
You emotionless Vulcan. No.
Fran, all right, we've got about 10 minutes left. Let's do our last story.
All right.
Okay.
So, Nikki, you're going to get a kick out of this one. Fran,
I swear to God, if I see her foot kick her face, this is gonna be crazy.
this is from Paranormal Helpline. The username is available-week 5218. And the title is Bad Attachment, ? So I have reason to believe I have something bad attached to me. Some of the evidence includes constantly feeling watched, feeling fear towards whatever it is I sense, and other things. I felt it throughout most of my life and just never really questioned it. This is the part that I think Nikki's gonna like. Well, not like, but
She'll get a kick out.
yeah.
Just not in the face.
I tried to open communication with it through dreams because I wasn't originally sure if it was a good thing, but I specified that only good spirits were allowed to interact with me.
Okay. I
Why are you
got
covering
some
your face,
questions
Nikki?
Now too. Okay. I think me and Nikki have the same face going on right now.
The second night that I tried it while wearing an amethyst necklace, I had a dream that started out in a normal weird dream way. There was a robot dog that I wanted as a pet. but then it started glitching. Its screen face turned to pages of the Bible that I couldn't see clearly, and I heard overlapping whispers reading the Bible out loud as a voice screamed for help. Then after a bit of time, the feeling of whatever it was around me began to fade, but it had been incredibly strong before. I was folding my laundry one time. I had unconsciously felt the presence about 3 to 4 feet behind me. But when I turned around to put my laundry away, I felt fully like I was about to bump into someone and froze. I figured by now that it's a bad thing, especially since it started to fade when I said only good spirits are allowed to communicate and interact with me, and anything else was to leave, and that they aren't welcome. So I've been trying to figure out the best way to get rid of it and help getting tools that could help. I made a sigil, the symbol that was already on a ring that I regularly wear, but when I went to get the ring and it wasn't where I thought I left it. I did eventually find it. I had sat down at my desk for a moment. When I stood up, my chair had bumped my closet door because my desk is so close to my closet, but I heard this door move a little bit longer than it usually does, and when I went across the room to my dresser, I saw something move by my closet. How bad of an issue is all this, and how do I get rid of the presence?
Okay. Well, Nikki catches her breath here for a second. So I'm just gonna say what's on my mind and what the fuck. Okay, so first of all,
Whatever do you mean?
Oh God. Okay.
Cole,
shit.
hang on one second. Cole, screenshot that and send it to me, because there's a number of things that are we don't need to go over it, and just because of my dyslexia stuff. So if you can screenshot that or take a picture of it and send it to me in the private chat, because different things are popping.
Okay, so I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate here, and I'm gonna say, first of all, it could be a manifestation. Okay, because
Before you continue, just so you guys know, when you go to press copy text in Reddit, when Reddit does it for you, it says your copy is ready to pasta. I thought that was funny.
Okay,
That is funny.
It could be a manifestation because you are fearful of this, or fearful of something, and you manifest something as to being malevolent. That happens a lot,
Bingo.
actually. And a lot of people will manifest something, but it doesn't mean that you're not manifesting something that might true. If that makes any sense, your manifestation of it actually makes it real in certain cases. The other thing with that is it could have been as simple as a very easy little baby attachment that could have been handled, and you fucked with it so much that you made it way worse. Don't invite anything in unless you absolutely know what it is that you're inviting in. And if you already are getting a scared feeling from this, then it's probably not something that's good. If that's the feeling that you get every time that you think about it is something that causes you immense fear, then the likelihood that that is a good spirit and a light spirit or an archangel or any of these things is pretty low. It's most likely going to be a wannabe or an attachment of some form, or something that is a little more malevolent.
I just want to say that's not always true. I mean, as a kid, I had those feelings, but my parents continuously told me broccoli was good for me.
See, but you manifested it so much that now you hate it forever.
Actually, now I love broccoli.
You love broccoli.
Yeah. Right.
No, but seriously, if you get that kind of a vibe from something, don't invite it in.
All right, I just want to state something. I think this is a younger kid, based on
That's what I'm
certain
thinking.
things.
There are certain the way things are worded here.
So, Cleo Carson states, while you should never encourage communication with these things, regardless of them being good or bad. Once you open the gateway, it allows itself to manifest as you have given it permission to enter. Having said that,
Yes, I agree.
Are you religious? Sometimes a deep cleanse of the property can help. Yes, I mean an actual scrub and elbow grease. If you can, try to get your priest to hold a blessing or a prayer. You can also cleanse the house with blessed water, salt water, or burning sage, which makes it inhospitable for bad energy to stay. The best way to do this, close all windows and outer doors, open all closets and cupboards, start at your front entryway and go clockwise around your home, making sure the smoke gets around each room, cupboard or closet. Allow a few minutes of each room for smoke to penetrate. If you have an upstairs, go up and do the same clockwise direction going from left to right. Open your doors and windows after a few hours. If you have a prayer room, then leave the rest of the sage to burn out in that room to purify it. Throw salt across your doorway, both front and back, to discourage re-entry, and if you can, make sure you sprinkle salt water on yourself every time you return and enter your home from other places. Sometimes bad energy hangs around a bit trying to piggyback inside, but without an expert or not knowing who or what it is, you may be limited. Do not initiate contact or get anyone to open comms with it further. Okay.
That is pretty basically what I was just trying to say.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they worded
and
that better,
I
for sure.
But here's the thing. She responded.
Oh, he did?
Good.
She.
Oh, she.
I'm pretty sure it's a she. The only issues I have is I have interesting parents. One of my parents can and has banished spirits before, but if I were to tell them that I think there's a bad spirit or entity around me, that parent will want to know what kind of content I've been into, because they believe that spirits get attached from things I see in the media or things I get into. If they can figure out what that is, they can banish the spirit and make sure I never look at the same haunted content that it came from again. Basically, anything I could do would have to be very subtle. Also, I don't have incense or sage because that would be spiritual stuff, and my parents would immediately become suspicious. Friend, Cleo responds back, "That's silly. Bad energy can attach itself to anyone, but in this case, you should ask your parents for help. Tell them you may have picked it up from a funeral home you passed or something. You don't have to show or tell them anything you don't want to, and can always improvise where you picked up the bad juju." She responds, "As much as I'd like to, I know they'd just go through my phone and not believe me about the funeral home because I don't want to go to those places. They don't believe anything I say usually." Cleo says, "Why not delete browsing history?" And that's where it ends. First of all, Cleo, fuck yourself. Do not tell someone not to talk to their parents and not to tell them the truth. That's fucked up. You're an asshole.
Yeah, that's not okay.
No. And honestly,
Parents need to know. However, at the same time, one of the things that I would say to, and the person feels like they're under the age of 16, somewhere between the ages of 12 and 16.
Especially if their parents have that much overpowering power. That usually doesn't happen when you're like 25. Okay, it just...
No, and it usually doesn't happen even if you're 16 or 17. It's usually a bit of a different...
This sounds more like a 13 to 15-year-old.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. It feels more like 13, 14 is what it feels like. One, you do need to have a conversation with your parents. Two, the issue of something being attached and communicate with it through dreams, that's a major no-no. Well, major no-no, dear. Look, you need to close that section off. Talk to your guides. You have guides. Talk to your, and what I mean by talk to, I mean literally sit in a private location, wherever that is for you, whether it's a park or in your bedroom, wherever, and literally verbally state, "I rescind the offer of any spirit or any entity into my dreams. I do, however, allow my guides to show me in my dreams information, but not anybody else." Okay. Because that, you've got to word it. It's all about the right wording.
Now,
you've got to be very legalistic about this. The other side to this is because of the young age, you do need to have a conversation with the parents. It doesn't delete everything.
Sorry,
I mean, but still, you've got to talk to them.
If there is content on that phone that I'm sure that they pay for and they pay the bill for. And if there is content on that computer or anything like that, that is
that
something
means they're
that
doing
you
something
should
that
not
yeah.
be doing, then
Exactly.
you already know you shouldn't be doing it,
And-
so you shouldn't have downloaded the shit in the first place.
So that's the thing. Like with this one, we can give.
I mean,
all
you
the
can
advice we
delete all you want,
this
but
one,
it's not
I am
gonna.
not going to do what I normally do, which normally at the end of each Reddit post, while you guys are still talking,
Yeah.
I go in and I tell them that we read the story out loud on the show. I am not going to do that with this one.
No, this person's too young.
Yeah.
I do not.
I don't have consent from their parents.
Yeah, I don't think that
and I
their
don't think you
parents
should even be on Reddit.
want them
sorry.
viewing even something like our show. Friend, which our show is listed as explicit. It is listed as made for adults. So,
And look, I just had a conversation publicly. I don't want to, if you're under a certain age, I don't want to have a conversation with you because you need to have a parent involvement.
yeah.
Yes,
Period.
in order to do yes, and honestly, you shouldn't be that scared to talk to your parents at that age. You shouldn't be, unless
If
you
are, then
unless you
what
are
is going
actually
on?
hiding something from them, and in that case, they do need to know that you've been on sites you shouldn't be on, because there's a reason that parents tell you not to go on specific sites, and most of it is safety. They don't want you getting abducted. They don't want issues happening. Or anything like that.
Or predators trying to manipulate the person.
Like, don't erase that browser history and hide shit from your parents. That's not the way to go about that.
Yeah,
you can, but it's not the best idea.
We actually had a situation this weekend where our daughter was approached on one of her apps by someone trying to gain information. And she shut him down. I was very proud of her for what she did. She shut it down. She immediately went to the first adult she could find.
That's because you trained. You trained your kids. That's why.
Yep, she went to the first adult that was nearby that she trusted.
And it's because of that I trust her with other things. Like, I just found out there's been a kid out there that is actually doing this with his dad. They have created a Roblox account for that game Roblox. And they are catching predators. And then giving their information to the FBI. Roblox sent them a letter to cease and desist all activity of this.
I'm sorry, but if a predator is out there and they're trying to get onto a kid's site to manipulate and find information from a child, I think that their information should be passed along to some form of law enforcement.
Yes, I agree.
Because that's
sorry,
messed up.
I was continuing to think about this situation with
and that's
the
the
kid,
thing
but
is that unfortunately, with different social media sites and with the amount of internet access that children and people in general have now, it is too easy to manipulate people. Or to make them think that it's somebody that it's not, or whatever. And it's a scary thing, which is why most of these sites have age limits as to nobody under the age of 18 should be going into this content. There is a reason for that.
they're 16.
Friend.
Sorry, I'm listening. I'm trying to figure out what I'm picking up on.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as this one is concerned, really, you need to have more of an open line of communication with your parents and let them know that there's something going on, because at this point, they're the only ones that can help you find any help that you may actually need. Like,
okay, wait a minute. We're all three coming from the parental point of view.
mm-hmm.
If this person doesn't feel that their parents are safe enough, they need to find an adult.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Okay. So if the parents are actually not safe,
but from what she's also reading, I don't think it's that. I think it's the fact that her parents have a very specific
but it needs to
belief.
be said. Yeah, but it needs to be said. That's the thing.
Yeah.
but I think her parents have a very specific belief, and she doesn't quite agree with it.
No,
Which-
I get
Yeah,
that.
but I mean,
A
that's
fucking teenager. That's
most
normal.
kids.
That is a
Like,
teen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a teenager, but it's
Right.
also opinions as well. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, and that's like if there's some kind of a situation going on where you really, really honestly can't talk to your parents, I'm sure you have a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent,
yes,
somebody that you trust enough
a
to talk
teacher.
to that can help
Sorry.
you through whatever it is you are actually going through.
So, but with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have for now. And I do want to, well, let's say goodbye. But
There's 16.
so join us.
Sorry.
Join us every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the page, friend. And on the last story, I'm gonna try and bring back something that I grew up, and I know Kayla grew up, and I think Nikki grew up with. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Gen X, baby, Gen X.
And Nikki, do you have a show this week?
Yes. I already did my show last night. But I'm actually, if I can hold up, I might just do about an hour tonight. So I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Depends on how much more I can handle.
It's Restore Belief with Nikki, and you can find her on Facebook.
Yep.
And YouTube.
Yes.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night, and we will see you next week.
Thanks for listening. No.
Data transfer complete. System malfunction. Please evacuate immediately. Program terminated.
Son of a biscuit eater.